So for the first question, it asks, are people unemployed due to farmers being replaced by machines? And the answer is no, because the jobs that were lost due to machines taking farmers' jobs were replaced by jobs in the city, such as manufacturing. And what jobs do most people have? I said service industry or the technology industry. For question two, relating the analogy of a fool in the shower to central banking, economic policies put in place by the Fed don't actually have an effect for several months, so the Fed must predict what the economy will be like in the future in order to have a positive effect, much like how the temperature of the water in the shower does not change for several seconds. For the third question, it states that 1,000 years ago there were 300 million humans on the planet and all of them were poor. But today there are between 1 and 3 billion humans who are poor out of 7 billion. So the fraction of humans who are poor has fallen from nearly 100% to only between 1 and 3 out of 7, which is a major improvement. However, the total number has increased.
So with question number 4, the Fed just needs to stop printing out so much money, and a person just needs to eat less and exercise. What makes both of those situations more difficult than it seems is that they both require self-restraint, which is what makes them similar, is that they're a little more complicated than it actually seems. So with 5A, Aaron has an opportunity cost of 2 repaired fuel injectors per hour. With B, Katie has an opportunity cost of 800 emails per every 2 hours. And with C, Deidre has an opportunity cost of 2.5 articles per every 6 months. Now, with 6A, you can see that the North has absolute advantage in making high quality and low quality cars. Then with 6B, based on looking at the opportunity costs, the North has comparative advantage in manufacturing high quality cars, while the South has comparative advantage in manufacturing low quality cars. With 6C, with a no trade world, you can see that the total number of high quality cars is 333,333 high quality cars and 27,778 low quality cars. And then with 6D, you can see when they specialize, the global output increases and there are more cars for everybody.
The question 7 dealt with comparative advantage in various scenarios. So Mitchell should produce more miso soup, and Canna should clean the kitchen. Ethan should lay drywall, and Sienna should bake cookies. Sarah should make newspaper advertisements, and Kara should create sculptures. And Data should solve physics problems, and Riker should write a poem every day. Question 8. So I wanted to point out the question doesn't discuss a decline in the manufacturing market. There are also other foreign economic dependence on the U.S., so there are other markets that rely on U.S. manufacturing. And then manufacturing industries that heavily contribute to U.S. exports help the manufacturing market. So these are areas where the U.S. has a comparative advantage over China. And then there's also domestic manufacturing, which on a microeconomic scale, there must be products that the U.S. produces for domestic markets through domestic manufacturing. So in conclusion, manufacturing jobs will remain in the U.S.
Question 9. If the number of hours is less than 12.5, then the United States has a comparative advantage in producing airplanes because the opportunity cost to produce airplane is lower for the United States. And if the number of hours is greater than 12.5, then South Korea has a comparative advantage. The United States has the absolute advantage in producing airplanes. In auto, if the hours is less than 5, then South Korea has the absolute advantage. If it's greater than 5, then United States has the absolute advantage. If the number of hours is equal to 12.5, then the trade wouldn't benefit both the nations because the opportunity costs are equal for each nation. Question 10. So part A asks us to find the total number of computers, which is 26 at point A, the total number of shirts, which is 36 at 36.0, and the curve is decreasing from total number of computers to total number of shirts. When each country specializes, it's going to create 24 computers and 12 shirts. When a third nation comes in, such as Haiti, we look at the opportunity cost. It has the lowest opportunity cost in creating shirts, so it goes first, and then it decreases toward the United States. In the middle, you can see Mexico from B to C. If an infinite amount of countries join, curve would look something like this, which is a concave, smooth, facing down curve. Question 11. Mexico is making one computer every 3 shirts by trading with the United States instead of one computer for every 6 shirts. And the United States in total is gaining one computer and 1 shirt from the trade. This is a bad trade because the United States will gain from the trade, but Mexico will be losing because they'll be losing 2 shirts every time they trade one computer. Because in their country they can produce one computer every 6 shirts. The maximum number should be less than 6 because, as I said, Mexico can produce 6 shirts for every computer. In order for United States to profit, the minimum amount of shirts has to be greater than 1 so they can profit.